a blockage. When someone develops blockages in love life, what happens? Why do people, after experiencing many deceptions and failed relationships, feel blocked from pursuing a new love? If you are like this, if you are feeling to be happy, but at the same time afraid of suffering again, so stay with us because today's question from our student will speak about it.
Você está ouvindo a Escola do Amor Responde, com Renato e Cristiane Cardoso.
You who suffer with a blockage in your love life. What is a blockage? It's the fear to suffer again. You are afraid of relating yourself with others. You don't open yourself to others. You can be in a relationship and be blocked. You don't open yourself to others. You build walls and the other cannot break through these walls. Maybe you are single, you want someone, but at the same time afraid to suffer again because you suffered in the past. Let's go to the question of our student.
Hello, my name is Lydia. I live in the countryside of São Paulo, but my home city is in Minas Gerais. I came in 2010 when I met the father of my daughter, which we were married for 8 years, was a complicated relationship. We didn't get along very well. He had an addiction with pornography. This was something that would stress me out, would make me angry, and I couldn't control this. And after the separation, I found out that he cheated on me 3 times. But it didn't make sense anymore because there were no feelings involved. It was just a feeling that I just wanted to have a life as a couple and to not happen what happened with my mother, for my daughter to not be raised with our father and to go through hardships, what I went through in my childhood. But there is a time in life that we need to make a decision. So I divorced, I got involved with someone else, but the guy was a trouble man, he was a narcissist. I was always in the wrong, and I ended up thinking that I was wrong the whole time, and I concluded that I didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. We both followed our own paths, and it's been 3 years. Was the birthday of my daughter on the 26th of March. And since then, I have not been able to get involved with anyone else. It seems that I am blocked. So I am missing to have someone by my side, someone that will be with me the whole time, not someone for the moment only. And I don't know how to be free from this.
Let's go then, Lydia. First thing that you must understand is that 2 men don't have the power to represent 4 billion. What do I mean with this? You got frustrated because of 2 men, your husband and later another one from another relationship, who are terrible examples for your life, terrible experiences. But you have developed a blockage that this man helped you to build a blockage not to suffer again. So this blockage even makes sense. You don't want to suffer again. What you've been through with these 2 men. However, on the one hand, this blockage impedes you from suffering if you relate to someone who can do the same to you. On the other hand, it blocks all other men who have nothing to do with these 2 who disappointed you. So as I've heard people saying, to behave like this is like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You are taking the bathwater because it's dirty, but the baby you want. Don't throw the baby away. You are throwing your opportunity away to be happy again because of what you've been through in the hands of these two men. So what should you do? Instead of blockages that will block all your happiness, will block the good ones and the bad ones, and will rob you from your future in your love life, what should you do? Two things. Two things that Lydia needs. First, healing. Because what is left in a heart after going through betrayal, it wasn't just one but three that you are aware of, after being replaced by pornography, after being a relationship, as you described, the second relationship, at least emotionally abusive, you are being manipulated, and you have suffered, being accused of what you were not doing. What is left in a heart are marks, traumas, fears, doubts about yourself, even self-anger, not only anger towards others, but those who go through it can be angry at themselves, because when you remember, you say, how did I allow myself to go through this? To suffer in the hands of a person. So this leaves marks and you must be healed. So first thing is healing of your inside. Second thing you need is to learn. You need to make a balance of what happened, because in the end you chose these two people. I'm not saying that you are to be blamed, but you chose. The choice was yours. Either you didn't see the signs that were there before a serious commitment, as it was in the first case of your marriage. Most probably he developed the addiction to pornography later, or you didn't see the signs, or you saw them but you ignored them because you wanted to be married, to be with someone. A need for attention, the same that you are showing now, because you say, it has been 3 years. You are counting the time. I wouldn't say that 3 years is a long time, considering that in 3 years you're not healed yet. But you started to feel the weight of being alone again, and this is dangerous because you have signs that you can open to another person, and those who have no clear criteria, those who are not healed, will attract someone who is also broken, and you will repeat the story. And will just reinforce this trauma, this blockage you have. So what you must do is to learn where you got it wrong. How did you choose wrong? How to start a relationship? What should you observe during a relationship when you are evaluating the person? You need to be 2 times more careful because you have a daughter. You will bring a man to your house with a young daughter. You need to be even more careful. First, you must be healed and learn with the mistakes you've suffered with. They cannot be wasted. Your past should not be wasted. There are precious lessons from your past for you not to repeat them, but there are other things too. There are other things that you must learn so that you may not fall into other mistakes. Student, what should you do? Seek this healing at Love Therapy. You're in the middle of São Paulo, but I know that everywhere in the middle of São Paulo, in the state of São Paulo, we have Love Therapy. You just need to find the nearest address, terapiadoamor.tv, and I would give you another reason, a part of healing yourself and solving this need for attention and learning how to choose the right person, but there's something else that you might have not thought about. You said that your mom went through the same, and though you are trying to avoid to go through what your mother went through with your father, and if you don't want to go through this, that your daughter may not go through the same, unintentionally trying to run away, you repeated the same story. And this is a sign of a spiritual problem, a spiritual inheritance that you must break. Otherwise, in 20 years from now, when your daughter is of age, will be her repeating the story. And this is not what you want. Then Thursday, in the nearest love therapy to you, start attending it now. And there's a way out, but you must give the first step. The first stage is to seek your healing at love therapy. And you who are there in São Paulo and you want to take part in love therapy this Thursday, 8 p.m., which we are going to talk about the topic Love After 50s. Good news to you who are 50-year-old or older. There will be a special love therapy to those at the age of 50 or older. Singles hour at 6 p.m. and the seminar at 8 p.m. at the Temple of Solomon. See you next time. Bye-bye. Did you understand? This blockage is common and it makes sense because you don't want to suffer again, and I understand. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Come and treat the baby, okay? There are many lessons. There's a school for you to be able to save this baby, this intelligent love, because you can be happy again, regardless of what you've been through in the past. You can really be happy in love, but you must treat your heart. Otherwise, you are doomed to repeat the story. Okay? God bless you. Share this. If you know someone who is going through a blockage, perhaps this message will save someone, the future of a person. And if you are someone who used to be blocked, and today you are no longer, and you are happy because you are healed in love therapy, and you can confirm what I'm saying here, then share your story, how you were helped in love therapy, and who knows, you may help someone else. See you next time. Bye-bye.